does not come through. Well, it does, but it doesn't come through as...
Is it for like when you're saying, or is it always on in like everything you're saying, or is it?
Yeah, well, he controls the volume on the far side, so he's meant to turn it on.
I just remember, so that's forward, and that's not on.
We get Brian.
Oh, your mate?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have a chat. Captain!
So you heard the hooter go. We are very shortly about to begin in our Men's Open Game 3. The first time we've seen these sides on pitch 1 today. Great Britain's already wrapped up the series 2-0, and the kickoff just moments away. Alongside me is Rex Jude, a GB Men's Open player, and someone with great insight on the players and the team. Who should we be looking out for?
Oh well, there's a lot of good players on both sides actually, but from my side, got a few great GB players. James Barron, obviously head coach, and Nick Wilkes never fails to deliver.
So underway with Ireland on the ball first, and then spilt forwards. It's going to be GB's first opportunity to run at the Irish defence. Jake Jones at the roll ball. Kirby Rona-Roper back in the Men's Open side this year after spending a year in the Men's 30s last time. Here's coach, leader James Barron ticking and going, and then McDermott racing towards the line.
Flattest passing tag, Elliot McDermott.
Here's Dean Irvine, used to play prop in rugby union. Hard to tell these days as Waters, who had an incredible tag nationals at Richmond just 5 weeks ago, scoring in the final for Yorkshire as they almost became the first non-London side to win a tag nationals crown. No look pass from Barron into the arms of Kirby Rona-Roper, one of the most dangerous men on a tag field. McDermott spins, hops, and ultimately is tagged for the 6th time in this GB set, so Ireland will take over, a couple of metres out from their own goal line.
Good set there though, kept them pinned in their own half.
Yeah, GB will be pleased with that one, the ground that they gained. Basically went as far as they can go without scoring a try. Now it's Ireland's turn to run the ball back at them through Tony Keating.
Harkin's not letting anyone through.
Adam Cunningham to Jordan Finnegan there. Unfortunately, it's a turnover for a forward pass. It's a bit of time and space, but foot in touch, unfortunately.
Yeah, good pick and go though by Josh Crew. Right option, just the execution letting him down with a foot in touch, and pressure relieved for Ireland.
Debut tournament from Josh Crew, having a great one so far.
Good to have some Welsh representation in this Men's Open side.
Jordan Finnegan looked to go wide, but he's well tagged. Good defence by GB. Ireland not really getting any change at the moment. Kevin Cook on the ball, but he's tagged in midfield, and not many metres gained there for Ireland on those two tags. Have to go back outside. Messy ball.
Yeah, loose pass thrown. Lucas
Right,
having to
again.
work hard to clear it up,
GB
but
knocking into touch.
6 again. Cunningham. Sorry, Cook.
Cook
This is
to
Cunningham.
Cunningham back to Jordan Finnegan. Cunningham again back inside to Kieran outside to Morgan. Morgan looks to go outside to Ronnie. Ronnie does well to tidy up a bit of a messy pass.
Great
It's
from
going to be
Harkins,
back
yeah.
inside. Cunningham offs the kick. Looking for the 50-10, but the bounce doesn't favour him. Ireland's kick chase isn't bad. They make the tag, and in fact they force an error with the ball going into touch. But
Possession.
unfortunately, tag was made first.
Yeah, possession remains with GB there, and they will look to play a nice exit set here. Kirby Rona-Roper on the ball, loses his footing there. Barron works it back to Rona-Roper. Jones with the step.
It's a good
Lovely to see that
tag
again from Jake. Great footwork.
by Tony Keating. Ireland do well to turn the ball over and get a bit of field position. Tony Keating opts to go first. Tries to slip in a gap, but he's well tagged, and it's back to Finnegan. Finnegan back inside. And it's back inside to Morgan Coughlin. And back outside again then. Close, we're trying the corner, but it's good tag, good defence by GB. But Ireland doing well, they're working the ball well. Paul McCullough on the ball now. It's back inside. Morgan comes down to the wing, back
Barron
to
might be
Tony
happy with
Keating.
that.
It's Keegan Bradley looking on the ball now, looking for options off it.
He blames himself. Great tag, Barron.
Connor Murphy almost got in there, but it was a good tag by GB. Paul McCullough on the ball. He opts to go outside, and I think is it a try?
Looks to be the opening score for Ireland on the far side.
Scored by Michael Feely, making his debut for Ireland today.
Yeah, good try by Feely, good distribution by McCullough. Surprised to see him, of course, still in Irish colours. He is now a resident of the UK, isn't he, Barry? Playing straight over here, and in fact has just declared his hometown as Leeds in his details for commentary. So,
Well, that's where he lives, Will.
yeah, well, I think it won't be long before we see him in the blue and red of Great Britain. That's the rumours on the tag scene, Barry.
Very good. He's switching allegiances like Steve Barry, is that it? Because you don't have enough good players of your own, is that why, Will?
Oh, closing the gap there. I'm going to leave.
You need to come and take Irish players, is that what
I'm
you're
going to
saying?
leave that comment with the silence it deserves, as the gap was very much
So that's
closed
a yes
on
then.
George Fox Edwards. He's a slim lad, George, but even he turned sideways and flat as a pancake, could not get through that gap. Penalty, Great Britain. Greenhill on the ball. GB now with the opportunity. Fisher, the first time we've seen him involved.
Good tag by Conor Murphy in the middle. Ireland looking to defend. GB look to go down this near side of the pitch. Again, it's good defence. Mike O'Sullivan making the tag. Slight clap at the row, potential for GB to be able to attack it. They have to go outside, but tag is made. Kick through is attempted. And it's all a little bit messy. Looks like it's going to be penalty for a late tag.
So many times we've seen that kick through from Nick Wilkes. How long at training does he spend practicing that, Rex?
I think longer than he tells us, to be honest. Well, he's world class in that aspect of his game. He really is. But more often than not, he pulls it off.
Finds Nick de Jong there. Well, nearly did, but the tag was made by McCullough beforehand. A little bit of confusion about who takes it. McCullough wanting to make sure that the referee does get this correct. De Jong, of course, was not the one tagged, so he cannot play the roll ball. McCullough's not happy.
You never know what will happen when Nick de Jong gets the ball. He's like a wild antelope out there, limbs flailing everywhere. Very fast. Very
Certainly
hard to tag.
a good weapon for Men's Open to have back. He played in Mixed Open last year. Scored some excellent tries at both the International Tag Series and the British and Irish Cup for them. Fox Edwards spills this ball forwards, and Ireland the opportunity to come away with it.
Chris Cole on the ball to Paul McCullough. McCullough back inside to Conor Murphy. Conor Murphy outside to Chris Cole. Keegan Bradley on the ball now, but it's a tag on Chris Cole just before a pass was made.
Made prisoners by De Jong.
It's going to be a penalty for pulling the shorts there, so Chris Cole will get the chance to tap and go, which he does. He's tagged just short of the 10-metre line. It's back inside to McCullough. GB players drop back in anticipation of the kick from McCullough, but Keegan Bradley has a bit of time and space. He makes a few yards, gets up to close to the GB 10-metre line, and it's back inside to McCullough. McCullough outside to Mikey Sullivan, back to Conor Murphy.
The interception done by O'Reilly. We've seen him run them in from this distance before. A poacher's try, and Great Britain level things up 1-0. Rex, you've seen Dante do that many times before. Is anyone able to catch him when he gets up to full speed?
He is one of the fastest in the squad. He's long strides, rangy player, but he's great at those intercepts. Great hands, great finish.
Paul McCullough, got to give credit to him chasing back there to make sure that O'Reilly's only option was the corner. No chance of him coming back into the box for a 2-point score. O'Reilly, I think, will have been happy enough with the run to the corner and the levelling point. 1-1 between these two sides. It's moments like that that can turn a game as GB look to go for the 3-0 clean sweep. In this category, they did get that clean sweep in 2019. They were denied in 2021, winning the opening 2 games in Limerick, but drawing the third one. I know that was the one that Barron mainly focused on, was the draw rather than the 2 wins that preceded it.
Never happy, James Barron. He likes perfection. He is a perfectionist. His own personal hero is Johnny Wilkinson, which wouldn't surprise anyone.
No, not exactly a shock, that one. As Harkins tries to dance around in field. McDermott, dummy half, and Barron with the skip step.
Lovely play.
Looks to go around the outside of Feely. Ireland's try scorer, unable to do so. Irvine not able to get past Kevin Cook.
It's good defence by Ireland at the moment. GB hammering on the door though.
The slip from Rona Roper takes GB to 5th tag. The fake pop from Barron.
Good tag by Jordan Finnegan.
And still GB come. Irvine tries to slide his hips through, but
well watched by Kevin Cook. It's going to be Ireland ball just 5 metres out from their own line. Good defence by Ireland there.
Tag 1.
It's back inside to Chris Cole, who looks to try and go through, but he's well tagged. It's good defence by GB here. Ireland aren't really able to do anything.
Chris Cole, of course, having a strong year. He's represented Cuzzies in 2 tournaments, in the Tri-Tag Rugby Spring Tournament and Tagfest. Both of them won by Cuzzies, where he's been a teammate of Kirby Rona Roper. This time he's matching up against him. Currently this series in favour of Kirby rather than in favour of Chris Cole, but an opportunity to get some pride back here. Cook, nice kick, good gather. The pass not quite at the same level, but the ball still in field.
Great recovery by Michael Feely there, because that looked for sure it was going into touch. Super work, huge work rate as well. Most people would have just let that go.
Tag 4.
Evan Maloney looking to come down the wing, but he's tagged in the corner. It's back to Morgan and back to Kieran then in the centre. It's back out to Adam Cunningham. He goes wide to Ronnie. Good hands by Ronnie.
Long looping pass.
Well
blocked.
Pick and go, Josh.
Wonderful stuff by Josh Crew.
Good tag.
And he makes sure there's no chance of him being called for fending. Lifts his arms up there and gets a quick roll for GB. McDermott takes it up to the line. Barron under at dummy half. Rona Roper to his left, that's where he goes. Roper will bring it back the other way, but Barron steps inside. It's created
like a freight train.
He's going to score. No, he didn't. He got tagged, did he?
Just tagged short of the line. Looks to be the call. The referee just is going to check with his touch judge.
Very tight that was.
And the tag is called. Irvine robbed of that try. That's
Could he have dived,
green. Oh, he could have dived. Should have dived. It would have been a try. But GB must come again. McDermott and Harkins to his right. Tries to dance through, but the defence equal to him. Crew feeds the ball in field, and McDermott not able to get away. Barron, step is electric as it goes, and the dive and the try.
That ACL has well and truly repaired from Barron. You can tell from those hard steps, and well, you know what Kirby can do when he gets his feet off the ground. Great try.
Certainly can. Flying try. Look at that step burst from Barron. Wraps it round the other way to Roper, puts in his own step and throws himself over. You described Dean Irvine as being like a freight train. It's the seagull of Kirby Rona Roper as he dives over, catches his prey and puts Great Britain 2-1 in the lead.
Tag one! Back to me, GB. Hold, Captain, you're good.
On Ireland, just as they were looking to build something to level things up again in this game, lose the ball forward. Fox Edwards.
Costly turnover that.
Nice little step. O'Reilly scored the opening try for GB, not able to get away from the defender there. Fox Edwards again to Greenhill, the captain, finds O'Reilly, picks it up on the bounce.
Tag.
The
Tag,
tag
I'd say, by
is made, but
That was
like
close. That was very close.
No.
Great work from Ollie Greenhill, the captain there.
He's played it, yes, so tag 0. New set.
Self-confessed best tagger in tag, but it was his attacking prowess that showed there.
Tag 1.
over the top to Fisher. Wilkes. Oh no, De Jong wasn't able to get it away. And we were robbed of the foot race between Feely and Waters. That would have been a close one to call.
Hard to call, I think, there.
But in the end, it's going to be 6 again for Great Britain.
Let's go, GB.
Pick and go from Wilkes.
Lovely from
Will he
Wilkes.
go to a boot?
Pass.
No, he doesn't. Wow. For De Jong, born in Belgium, made in Great Britain with a wonderful diving try. Great Britain extend their lead to 2 points. 3-1 now, GB, with 4.5 to play in the opening 20 of this third and final test.
Best diver in the squad, Nick de Jong. He's got an incredible dive on him, and you saw it there. Leaps like a salmon.
Here, he was hugely instrumental in pushing for diving to be allowed in all tag rugby leagues in the United Kingdom. It's something that across GB we'd identified as an area where we were lagging behind the Irish. You guys, Barry, have been diving in leagues for years and very adept at it, whereas our players only had the opportunity to do it when they got to international level, and understandably then not only weren't as good at doing it, but also weren't as good at defending it.
Yeah, fair. I mean, you need to be able to dive, even just from a safety perspective. You need to know what you're doing so you don't initiate contact, and also that you score and don't hurt yourself.
A lot of players out on the right-hand side here. Nick Wilkes dump tackled.
That is a dump tackle from Paul McCullough.
What is that?
I've
Surely a penalty.
never seen anything like that on a tag field before. Play on is what's called, I think.
Men's
perhaps-
tag, Will.
The referee not sure what it was. He's never seen it before, so he's not quite sure what decision to give. Play on is the
You
call.
have touch judges, though. Surely they can see the same thing we can see.
Yeah, neither of them
I thought we were playing
typical
tag
anything
rugby.
either. And the tag made over on that left-hand side before Tom Higgs can go over for GB. So Ireland escaping there, escaping with a dump tackle, escaping without conceding the try. 3-1 still the scoreline as Ireland try to build something from deep inside their own half.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from GB, and in truth, they probably dominated the last 10 minutes of
Bit of
this
a Brian
half.
O'Driscoll
Total
there.
control.
He's
He
away.
probably looks like he might be away. Potentially should have kept going there if he'd gone a bit quicker. Might have made the break.
McCullough, boot to ball, it sits up for him, he goes
Over the
again,
head,
but
no.
that one's a chip,
No.
and it's just
unfortunately,
going
bit
to
too
get
late.
away from him. So he does need to come back for the kick over shoulder height, the referee.
I think
No.
that tackle from Ireland's really given them a spring in their step there.
It has, a bit like New Zealand in the opening game of the 2005 British and Irish Lions tour. Smash O'Driscoll into the ground and go on and win the series from there. Barry, when did you start coaching that?
I wouldn't know, Will. I don't coach like that. Sounds like something you might do.
Wilkes on the ball.
Can't coach anything, mate. Me.
They tried again, but not this time.
That's why we're doing this, right?
Fox Edwards at dummy half.
Oh, gone blind,
Goes
took the
blinds. Higgs down that far touchline.
Good
Nice bit of
defending
ground
there,
gains.
though.
Still sprints, Tom Higgs.
Fox Edwards with the step. Switch back to Greenhill, not able to get away from O'Neill though.
Some good clutch tags from Ireland here. Uncharacteristic error there from Wilkes.
Perhaps suffering from the collision with the ground.
Yeah, maybe could have a HIA possibly.
Tag 1, GB, use the line.
McCullough flicks it over to the right hand side.
Well cut out by
First
Jones.
pass was really good, just held on to by Keating before the tag was made. There's the final play, Hooter.
Crossfield.
McCullough goes for the crossfield kick, difficult one for O'Reilly to pick up, flicks it over the top to Josh Roberts. The referee decides that the tag was made on O'Reilly before it got to Roberts. He now has to ask for his ball back from some kids on the sideline. And we reach half time in this third and final test of the Men's Open Series. Great Britain won the first two. They're leading 3-1 in this one. They're 20 minutes away from a clean sweep. Rex, you've been in these huddles so many times before. Who are the guys that speak at this point? Is it Barron as the coach? Is it Ollie Greenhill as the captain?
There are going to be two key voices in there now. It's going to be Barron first and foremost. He's going to give us a few little pointers on what's gone wrong, what he's not happy about. It's usually more the negative than the positive at that point. And then it'll be Ollie, who's the team captain, and he'll give a few more nuggets on what we need to do. We'll focus on maybe 2 or 3 key points to work on to try and win the second half.
If you were to put yourself in there now, having watched this first half display from GB, what do you think those nuggets are going to be from Greenhill?
I think we've just got to keep calm. I'd say we've been in control of this game, but it hasn't been 100% comfortable. Ireland have certainly had their moments. And they got their danger men. I know McCulloch's one of those. He's got that great little kick on him. And I think it's just keep calm, keep connected in defence, keep those danger men off the ball, and make sure we just focus on playing as we know we can in our structure.
Barry, Ireland certainly not out of this. We saw last year in Leeds what they could do. 2 really good wins against GB, and in every single of the other 3 games they were in touch. So they've got every reason to believe, just a 2-point margin, that they can come back in this one.
Yeah, very much so. 2 points is only 1 score in this match. Still anyone's game. Same as all the others we've commentated on today, Will, more or less, with the exception of the 30s game. First score is crucial. If Ireland can get that, then it becomes a right arm wrestle altogether, I suspect.
It does, and as you've mentioned there, pretty much every game we've called has been tight and very difficult to call a winner. And it just shows how close these 2 countries now are at the top level, and means we're going to have an enthralling World Cup of GB and Ireland meet on the pitch there. It's going to be very tough to call a winner in any of the categories.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think if Ireland and GB do face each other like they did in men's 30s in 2018, it'll probably be similar. Extra time, and then one try each and drop off and write a reply, and then it goes to last try winner. It'll be something like that probably.
Rex, someone's got to step up from either side and grab this game by the scruff of the neck and be the difference. If it was a player from GB, who do you reckon it's going to be?
Who do I reckon? The obvious answer is Nick Wilkes. He more often than not comes up with the goods, but I've got a little inkling in this game. I think we might see something special from Nick de Jong.
Nick de Jong, well, we've already seen a wonderful diving try from him to extend this British lead to 3 points to 1. Will we see more coming from him? We are moments away from the resumption of the second half here.
I see Harkins and Waters on this left-hand side. Could we see a Yorkshire switch, perhaps? Oof. Knee by
Harkins does really well to field that with his knees, and you saw the way he pushed his knees forwards as well, so the ball bounced into the ground rather than up into the air. Fantastic bit of skill and experience from Harkins. Now on the ball again.
A very good lateral stepper, Andy Harkins. Yet to see it in action properly.
Lovely pass from Barron over to Rona Roper.
Oof.
There's
Lovely
your
from
man,
De
De Jong finds McDermott.
Oh, he's away!
He's through! Both tags still on. Half the field to go when he got it. Now just 10 metres as he gets tagged. Irvine, he'll be keen to cross after having one try almost taken away from him. De Jong sets off to go, but Rona Roper had been
Good
tagged.
tag by Adam Cunningham. I think it's tag 5 now.
Here he goes.
Oh, just behind McDermott. The attempted kick coming in from Lucasen.
I think we've been lucky to keep possession there, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, very loose.
Ronnie should have waited till one of them picked it up and then tagged him instead of trying to kick it.
Oh, the fake switch from Barron. Oh, it worked really nicely until the last press, but Crew dealed
Filled
with it
everyone,
well.
including his teammates.
Yeah.
The Welsh Wizard up against... Well,
Great Britain, a fair way to go to the try line now, and more through their own making than the Irish defence. Oh, De Jong! There's the dive!
I think it's a tag though.
The tag is awarded.
Was it?
Huge call from the referee. He, of course, much closer to the action than we are. Irvine finds Rona Roper.
Here we go.
Oh,
The Yorkshire switch!
Oh, Yorkshire doesn't work! So many times we've seen those two Northerners link up and create some brilliance for GB. Not to be on that occasion, and it's Ireland who come away with it through Cunningham.
Back to Cook. Cook looks to make a mini break in midfield, but he's tagged. Chris Cole ready to receive the ball. Cunningham outside him as an option.
Short line there.
Runs the short line but gets tagged.
Had a good series last year, John Rogers. Be keen to make a difference in this one.
Bit of a cult hero in the Irish camp, I hear.
Very much so, yeah. Very popular player as well. As is Ronnie.
I mean, with a hairstyle like that, who could not be popular?
You have to be able to sell it well.
Do you miss those days, Barry?
I wouldn't know. It was
thought
so
he
long
was-
ago.
Too
Too long
He was
ago.
from the Midwest when I first saw him.
It's good defence by GB down the wing as Keegan Bradley looked to break, but he's well tagged. It's Cook on the ball inside. That's John Rogers now on the ball.
Penalty Ireland.
Irvine. He was looking to get away with a bit much there.
The referee coming over for a conversation with Kevin Cook.
If he continues to
He will still be Irish ball.
like that, he'll see
Cook obviously not happy. Got something that happened before. Just apologising to the referee for speaking out of turn. Rolls the ball slightly forward.
Okay, back
picks it
outside
up.
to Cook, to Bradley. Bradley looking to make space in the corner.
Well tagged
He
by
seems to be
Crew.
looking for a penalty, but he's not going to get one. Back inside to Cook. Cook looking to break into the corner. But well tagged by GB. Hard enough to go wide through Chris Cole to Michael Feely. Feely opts to go himself, but he's well tagged.
Real pressure here.
Good
from Ireland.
defence by GB at the moment. Cunningham looking for the option. Chris Cole is there, but he's tagged.
Solid defence.
Really good defence by GB, it has to be said.
Lucasen just caught by a combination of Irvine and McDermott. The two North Londoners combining. Options. Oh, Oh!
He took a foot
Oh
into
my goodness,
step
that was the
into
call. That
touch.
was so unlucky. So he's juggled the ball in the air and looks to put a foot in touch. Josh Grew.
Is that it?
The touch judge's flag went straight up.
Touchline hasn't been defended, has it? Josh
He
Grew.
will be gutted. No one in front of him. The field to go, and you'd have backed him. You would have backed him.
100%. He was definitely in open country. Ireland
Oh,
got
again, a
lucky
tough
there.
one here from Crew. Can he make the tug? Yes.
Over the top to Rogers, but did look to be a little bit forward. Touch judge's flag is up.
It is hard to tell from up here, isn't it, where the touchline is.
Bit of conference between the two of them, and ultimately it will be Great Britain bringing the ball in 10 and out 10 to restart their attack. Barron thought he had more options than he did. Lovely step by Fox Edwards, Fox and Cook.
Well done, Rogers. Good tag. Ireland need to keep GB down here now. They need to put some pressure on the ball and keep going.
Miles Turner here.
First time we've seen him in this game.
Fastest man in the squad to 1 metre.
One of the lowest centres of gravity you will see on a tag player. And is able to create magic with it. Wilkes
Good tag
tries
by
to
Ronnie.
twist through. Yeah, Ronnie Lucasen will be pleased with that. Holding the danger man back. And then on Miles Turner as well. 2 turtles tagged in a row by Lucasen. Fake pass by Wilkes, eventually tagged by Cook.
You presented your tags. Yes.
Referee
penalty.
deemed it to be surrender.
Yeah, the penalty given to Ireland for the surrender. Frustrating for Wilkes. And there goes Bradley down the left-hand side. Oh, stumbling backwards this game, getting a little bit heated. Lucasen in acres of space, appealing for the ball. McCullough didn't give it. Goes himself. Into the hands of Wilkes! Oh,
How many times have we thought there's been a foot race just to be denied by the whistle?
goodness me. Give the
Great
fans what
yeah.
they want. They want a foot race.
Where you're standing, hold the ball.
They want to see who's the fastest on this field. And it's tough to catch a man that spends the amount of time that Dan Waters does running uphill and down Dale in the north.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time at the gym as well. Only Miles Turner has put in more gym sessions than Dan Waters over this training block.
Let's go.
That's the kind of insight that we want, that we're looking for.
Tag one. Don't throw the tags.
Good tag by GB. You kind of feel Ireland probably need to score here, given the amount of time and
Tag
pressure.
two.
Getting
Solid
very
by
close.
Turner and Waters.
Dive.
Oh, good option. Good option. And it's David O'Neill in the corner. Ireland
Score.
do get a
Score
second
is
try. They
3-2,
do narrow the gap,
GB.
just as you were saying. It was crucial that they did so.
I think Waters may have been tired from that half-pitch sprint he just did. Need to be really, really switched on when they're that close to the line.
Yeah, we watch again. It's a standing dive, going from a standing start. O'Neill and gets it. McCullough with a nifty little chip kick off the tee. Great Britain 3, Ireland 2.
Tag two.
And we've
Good defence by
12
Ireland.
minutes to
They're
play.
holding GB at the moment.
So the
Good
Wilkes
game on now.
up to halfway. O'Reilly feeds the ball in field and quickly over to the left-hand side in the boot of Greenhill. Shaping for the 50-10.
Oh, the
and
bounce
the ball just
didn't
beats
work.
him.
Drop off.
McCullough with the calm defensive play to kick the ball over the try line there, Barry. Didn't want to risk picking it up and any mistakes being made in front of the try line. Arguably a better option to be able to kick from here and relieve the pressure than to have to play out from their own line, except that one,
Didn't get 10.
yeah, straight up, straight down. The referee,
Is he penalised O'Reilly?
he is. I mean, looked to me to be fairly fair competition in the air for that ball. But the way Paulie McCullough plays, you wouldn't be surprised if he foresaw that. He's got such a great knowledge of the game of tag rugby, putting in that high kick that looked like it was an error from Ireland, and ultimately it ends up with them back on the ball.
Hold, GB.
They'll come to their right-hand side, Ireland.
Oh, great!
Brilliant.
Get there, Roberts.
Brilliant play.
Get there, Roberts.
He's going to get him. Good score.
Feely gets his second. Once again, Ireland over in that right-hand corner. Roberts did have the pace to chase him down. He went for the dive and missed the tag.
Just missed
it's
it.
all tied up. GB 3, Ireland 3.
Now there is a game on. We've really got to focus here. I think it's been a bit lax in this second half so far.
Understandable given they won the first 2 games of the day, though, to be fair. It's always hard to motivate
They won't be
yourself,
satisfied there, and nor will they be with the fielding of that kick. It was a great kick though, but gotta try and get bodies in the way of that.
And they will be slightly angry, but we did see as he walked back to the box ready to take this restart. James Barron pleading with his players to stay calm.
I think we really need to
it's
refocus now.
It's 2 tries in a row for Ireland, but it's still level pegging. High, hanging restart.
Great.
You said Wilkinson was his hero.
Tag 1.
Well, that was straight out of the former number 10's top draw.
0.
Rona Roper manages to escape the first defender. Back involved in play. This tag falls off. Unlucky.
It's good defence by Ireland. They're up nice and quick.
Here we go.
There's a bit of space.
Go on, Dion.
Opts for the offload.
Tag 2.
Good defending again by Ireland to recover.
Great pass from Barron. Here we go.
O'Reilly, the chase. Will he go? He does. To Crew.
Good tag
Tagged.
by Ireland.
And they're actually going to go all the way back to where O'Reilly was tagged. Never mind what happened with Josh Crew moments later.
Completely missed that one.
Rona Roper and Barron seeing what they can create in midfield together. Well held by Greenhill.
Tag 4.
Good tag by
Loose
Conor Murphy.
flick back from Barron. Oh dear. Bit of a miscommunication. 2 players running into the same space. Fox Edwards not able to gather in the fizzing pass from his coach.
That wasn't it?
Knocked on before the line. Roll, knocked on before the
Yeah,
line.
you don't mind making mistakes down there, though. If you're going to make them, might as well be 2 metres from the opposition's line, right?
I imagine, Rex, that's not how James Barron sees it. A mistake
no,
anywhere is a
it's
mistake.
not. That's true, very true. You don't like to leave scoring opportunities on the field.
No, you're good.
Especially not in a game as tight as this one. 3-3.
And I can tell you a draw will not be satisfactory for any of the GB lads.
It's good, but over
Well, and in the event
Kick through.
that we have a category that is tied, that one will not count towards the overall awarding. We'd end up coming down to just 6 categories counting. And
Hold, Captain.
in that event, if 3 were won by Ireland and 3 by Great Britain, it will come down to games won just as it did last year. So not only is it really important for Men's Open to have the pride of winning this series with a 3-0 whitewash, it could be crucial in where the British and Irish Cup ends up at the end of play today.
Well done, Ronnie. Good catch there. Innovative pass by Mr. McCullough back inside to Kevin Cook, who's tagged.
What's the call
Referee
here?
checking with his touch judge. Information being fed to him from the sidelines. Waiting for the hand signal. Yeah, we imagine it will be a forward pass given the way they're setting up.
A long way down the pitch now for GB.
Fox Edwards tries to get through that gap. Surely a penalty for the short ball.
You've no tags on,
His
17.
tags are off, so he has to give it to Jake Jones to take the tap.
Tag 1. Don't throw the tag.
McCullough apologises for throwing that tag. Oh, Rona Roper sells everybody. Finds Barron,
there's
Fox
someone.
Edwards.
Tag
Jones
2.
thought he had another man outside him. Wisely held on to the ball.
Keep in touch here.
What's that called?
Turnover.
Yeah, Appears that the touch judge has seen a foot in touch.
Didn't see that one.
Kevin Cook on the ball now for Ireland in midfield. Back to Chris Cole. Chris Cole outside to Rogers. Rogers leaves it in the air for Chris Cole. And good yards by Ireland, but unfortunately the tag is made.
Greenhill did well there after a couple of misses. McCullough
He goes
right to the wing.
Ronnie does well to hold on to it.
Lucas in,
Good
taken
tag.
by Jake
Well done,
Jones.
Jones.
Back inside now by Cook. Cook off for the kick.
Lovely
Kick,
sweep.
but he does make the tag.
Yeah, calm by Waters.
Looking to the intercept now, Ireland.
Don't throw it, Ireland. He's fine.
Rhoda Raper calling that the player was offside. Short ball advantage, Great Britain.
Tags
The
it.
pass was loose, so they can't really take it.
It's zero.
They
It's a
will
roll
go back
ball.
for the penalty.
Roll. No, play the ball.
Rhoda
Let's go.
Roper.
Let's go.
Rolls the ball. Busey
Straight to the wing.
Waters, those are the ones you've got to take.
No advantage.
You won't be happy with that.
From where you knocked it on, he's
4.5 minutes to play, and a winner still to be found in this one. The two teams tied up at 3-3.
Kevin Cook on the ball now, looking to go outside to Feely, who's having a fine debut on international tag. Back inside to Cook to Michael Sullivan. Skips Chris Cole to Paul McCullough to John Rogers. Keegan Bradley opts for the kick too. He gets the ball. It's back inside to Rogers.
I think the GB guys are calling for something.
Yeah, multiple areas there where could be another decision.
I thought there was a forward pass in that, but what's the ref given?
Yeah, the linesman is saying forward pass, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought I did see that.
it did look like
think
it, and
John
then
Rogers
possibly a
there.
pass over the line as well. But we do, in the end, come back for the forward pass. That could have been the win for Ireland. Could have been that go-ahead score
How long
that provided an unassailable lead with 3.5 minutes to play.
Nick Wilkes is on there. And there he goes.
There is the kick, tag taken simultaneously, so it'll be a tag.
Tag
Oh,
taken
no,
just
according to
before
the
kick.
referee, tag taken before the kick, so it's got to go all the way back. Irvine to Barron.
Tag 3.
Good tag by Ireland, just in midfield. GB with a bit of work to do, but space to play with.
Tag 4.
Off to go themselves. Chris Cole with the tag. This is a real 50-50 game at the moment.
Tag 4.
GB tagged in the middle. Ireland can't afford to be offside. Ireland need to be careful. A bit slow getting back there.
Miles Turner.
Kick from Turner.
Turnover.
Changeover. 6 tags gone. Ireland 10 metres inside their own half. Have the opportunity. 2.5 to play.
Very tense now. Very tense.
This game could go either way, you feel.
Tag 1.
Chris Cole has to go inside himself, but he's tagged to Rogers and back to McCullough again. Ball outside to Mikey Sullivan. Outside.
Tag 2.
That's a good tag.
Step 4.
On David O'Neill making his debut today for Ireland. Back inside to Feely,
Tag
who's
three.
called to make his debut today. Feely tagged in midfield though, so that's 3. Ball off to go outside to David O'Neill. Back inside to McCullough.
Such a well-weighted
Good
pass
tag.
from McCullough to create that opportunity. Roberts makes the tag as McCullough receives the ball again, making up for the previous miss. Overlap for Ireland if it goes to hand. And it has done.
Try for Ireland.
Great Britain fuming that they left that side so open.
Where was the winger? I don't even know where the open side winger was. I think Roberts had come over to sweep and was over the other side. I think we were missing a winger on the open side and it showed.
Ireland.
I think a bit of a breakdown in organisation there.
Yeah, and Ireland taking a lead with 1.5 minutes to
Penalty
play.
against you for 23. I've already warned you for going the
In
opposition.
fairness, Ireland
Back
treated
10.
Loopy. Long pass to get in.
Number 23.
Penalty given against Ireland.
What was that from?
Suggestion is dissent from the hand signal of the referee. Penalty tap to Great Britain on halfway. Irvine avoids the first tag.
Ground.
Ireland can't
Now or
afford to
never
be
for GB.
offside now. Discipline is necessary, but GB have turned the ball over again
He hasn't played
for
with his
incorrect
feet.
roll.
He's on the mark.
Not what he
Ireland
needed this
taking their
time.
time now. You feel if Ireland keep it for the 6 here, they could very well win this game.
They absolutely could. And men's open may never ask Rex Jude to step inside the commentary box again.
It doesn't look like it's been a good omen thus far, does it?
Ireland on the ball in midfield. Ireland look to run it again, keeping it simple.
Good
One
tag,
runner
Dermot.
coming back. Looking to play down the clock, I would imagine.
Into the last 10 seconds.
Needs an interception now.
Where's O'Reilly?
Wide.
He's not on the pitch for GB.
Where's Tom Stone when you need him?
Final tag of this set.
Oh, risky kicking.
Kick has worked well for Ireland.
What have we got? We got one more roll. Peter hasn't gone.
Time up now, any second.
The hooter isn't going to go in this one. I believe the referee started the second half early, despite the very clear instructions that were given to them.
It's going to need something special now.
So we hope
Turner,
the referee isn't waiting for the hooter to end the game.
Come on, Nick Wilkes, let's have some magic.
Good defence by Ireland. Ireland need to turn it over to win the game. That's all they need to do.
Good hands by Turner. Oh, and he's got away. Keeps the ball alive. No, it's tagged. And that's that kind of loose roll. A loose throw back is not what
Time
GB
is
need
running
at time
out.
against them.
How many more in this set?
It looks to me like the referee is playing.
Fox Edwards.
To the hooter. Fox Edwards collides with John Rogers. There is the hooter. Both players stay down. Conor Murphy, that is, not John Rogers. Gingerly gets back to his feet. Slower to get back up is George Fox Edwards.
Is there going to be one more tag or not?
And it's given to Ireland. Penalty Ireland for the contact. All they will need to do is where you don't often see it in tag.
There you go.
Kicking the ball into touch. And in fact, the referee doesn't want to end the game on that. He does eventually. So a game that went on perhaps longer than it should have done after the referee started early. Nearly 2 minutes of time played on. Ultimately ends Ireland 4, Great Britain 3. A comeback win in this one for Ireland. They found themselves 3-1 down at half time. They scored all the points in the second half to take this third and final test. 2-1 the final scoreline in the Men's Open series. Rex, there's going to be a lot for Men's Open to debrief on. From a GB point of view, what are your key takeaways from this game then?
Yeah, I mean there certainly is, but first and foremost, well done to the Irish. It's a great second half from them, much improved performance, but certainly a few things to work on from us. I think just the concentration, a few balls were put down, a few tags were missed. I don't think we really put together what we wanted to in that second half, but well done the Irish, a great second half comeback from them.
Barry, you must be chuffed with that.
Yeah, they did really well. They dug it out. They were 3-1 down. Could very easily have given up and just let the game slip away from them, especially having lost the first 2 games of the day, but they decided now that they weren't going to let that happen. They fought back and they won the game. They got the last score to win it when it was anyone's game. So their coach will be happy. At least it's a huge positive for them to take out of the day. And again, it demonstrates that they're not that far behind GB.